I'm super excited about playing some New World with my crew. I've jumped in. I see a few peeps are in working on their stuff in game. I want to get in there and do some of this event. Everybody else getting to do the event. I want to do the event. Now, I just watched an amazingly great video, everybody. And you got to give it to New World for this stroke of brilliance. One of the biggest problems, and you guys can put a one in the chat if you agree. One of the biggest problems with being a player of any video game is poor communication by the game devs, right? Great example, Star Wars The Old Republic. I don't mean to bring them down, but their ability to communicate to their audience was terrible. They weren't telling what they were working on. They weren't addressing any issues. They weren't acknowledging problems and bugs and things like that. But I just watched like an hour video earlier today and then a little bit yesterday. And then I was watching some reactions from various peeps who play a lot of New World as well. And that video was excellent. It actually addressed all of the issues and things that people talk about, like bots and progression and future stuff that's coming up and weapons and all that stuff. And I thought, oh God, this video is like an hour long. Am I really going to watch this? And it felt like that. Now that's a good video, everybody. If you got me that interested where an hour plus video went by like that, then you crushed it. You absolutely crushed it. Now the thing that I think I'm going to write on my day off, my day off on Monday, is about their storyline. And this is something that I really feel important about because I like to read story and I like to be part of the story and understand the dialogue and all that stuff. Now, some of you don't know who Thorpe is. I know you don't. I know you don't. Some of my members don't even know who Thorpe is. Who's Isabella? Do you know who Isabella is? You probably don't. Especially if you don't play the game, you're not going to know. But I bet you you're going to know some of the big characters, right? You know who Aragorn is, don't you? You know who Legolas is in Lord of the Rings Online, right? You know who Luke Skywalker is. Well, maybe you don't. Maybe you didn't watch Star Wars. You know who Captain Kirk is, right? That is a signature character that lives beyond the franchise. That's above the franchise. And there is no character like that in New World. There's no character that is the character, right? Like Darth Vader, right? Really signature character that is way above and beyond, right? That transcends the actual IP itself. That is such an iconic character. And they don't have that. They don't have that iconic character because they're not putting all that emotional investment in their storyline. Great story, great background, great premise. I love everything about it. It's just the way that they're delivering the story is not great. I'm sorry, if you want me to kiss your butt, you've come to the wrong place. I tell it like it is. I like the storyline. I like everything they're doing. It's just the way that they're presenting it is not compelling. You know, a great way to present story that's compelling? You go over and you watch some Fallout 4, or some of my Fallout 4, where I'm talking to Curie and Curry's looking back at me and I'm looking at her and I'm smiling at her and she's smiling back at me and she's talking back and forth. Or if I'm talking, even with dog meat, I'm talking to a dog. And it's more compelling of a storyline and more emotional, compelling to me as the player than any of their storyline whatsoever. Now, they have a few cutscenes, like when you first start off, there's little cutscenes there, and so on. I think they could use cutscenes. I think they could use the ability to zoom up on there and tell that story. Now, even in World of Warcraft, they have a lot of great cutscenes, and other games like, especially Star Wars The Old Republic, by the way, their new storyline is incredibly well done. If you've seen the one with the twins, where the twins go out and they have like their father's setting them out to, you know, dominate. Whatnot. I don't want to spoil too much of the storyline because that's a really good story. Revan is an incredibly great, compelling storyline. If you've ever played Star Wars, the Old Republic, the original one, is amazing, right? That is an amazing game. Still today. It's still, if you play it like on your iPad or on your phone or wherever you're playing it at, it's still a compelling story. Just like Fallout 1. Fallout 1 is a compelling story. I absolutely love the story of it. In fact, I think they should make Fallout 1 into a movie because there's a lot of things that happen, without spoiling it, that I think are really well thought out and that emotionally lock you in. And you remember those characters. Those characters are memorable as you go along, especially the Wastelander, different overseers and different characters that you interact as you go through the stream. I can tell you the names of nearly every single companion in Fallout 4. I can tell you maybe some of the other companions in other Fallout. My bad memory. But there's a lot of stuff I can tell you because it left an impression. And the problem with New World's thing is it doesn't leave an impression. It's not an epic moment in the game in which you feel invested in the story. Now, me, again, I read every single storyline. I read all the stuff that comes up. And still, I'm not going to remember some of these characters. The three characters that I remember, that I know who so far, is the priest, the Thorpe, and then the inn lady. Oh, wait, there's one more. There's one more. There's a painter guy. There's a painter guy that I really kind of got into his storyline. Like, painter guy, Kismet. I didn't know there was a painter guy. That's my point exactly. That's my point exactly. Is that all these NPCs that you go and see and talk to, you just go, click, click, click. Click, click, click. You're not reading that storyline, and they're not reading the full storyline to you. Some of the NPCs are just talking partial of the line, or even if they read the whole thing, you're just like, whatever, right? Because it's not compelling. Because you're back here, and the storyline's way over here, right? You're removed from the storyline. You're aloof. You're like a god floating over the top of the storyline instead of being in the storyline, instead of being up in their face and they're talking to you and you can see their face and you look at their face. Otherwise, you got other people doing this in front of you and you're trying to, hello, NPC, where you at? Where you at, Mr. NPC, right? That's what happened at the beginning of the game. I couldn't even see the NPC. Now, the other NPC that I really like, and I've already forgotten his name, is the guy that you do for your main story quest, who does your Azoth staff, right? I forget his name already. I have to go over there and talk to him over at the place. But I've already forgotten his name. There's a Yeti now, which is pretty cool, part of this Halloween or winter event, which I love the winter event. Beautifully done. They have got their graphics down. They've got their systems well done. Of course, they've been improving their systems as well. I love the way that they do their class system with based on picked on which weapon you're picking. But their storyline is not drawing people in. And another problem is you get a quest, you run. Now this is a Lord of the Rings Online thing, everybody. You get a quest from over here. You run way over here. And you finish this part of the quest. Then you run all the way back over here and you get the next part of the quest. And then you run all the way up to here. And then you do the quest. And then you run all the way back. And then it's going back and forth and back and forth. Instead of doing it, and I've seen a few storylines that have it where you run all the way over here and then the NPC is here. And then you talk to the NPC and do that. And some of the main storyline does that. And that's one of the things they addressed in there, that they are going to do that and actually bring the NPC along with you to turn the quest in as you go. But when I'm aloof like this and I'm just reading text, I am not part of the story. And I feel like either they didn't have enough time to do the story in that way, or they just didn't think about it and didn't think about it in a more cinematic way, as opposed to just me reading a book. All right, I could go and just play the game, skip all the dialogue, come back later and just read it online. Right? That's not what you want to have to do. You don't want to have to come back later and actually find out who these people were and what were they doing and whatnot. Of course, I love reading that stuff anyway, but I want to know that I'm part of an epic story. Really what I'm doing in New World is basically three things. I am collecting loot. I am doing minor crafting in my case, or crafting. And then I am running... Oh, I got to jump. It says I'm standing still too long. Or I am running some sort of dungeon, or I'm running here to there, over to there, right? That's pretty much the three modes of the game. And one of those modes should be storyline. That should be, actually, mode number one, is being involved and being interested in the storyline. So that's one of the things that I really like, that they addressed a lot of that stuff and your expertise levels and leveling up, and that they came out with a system, and that system really wasn't that great. And they just got rid of the system. That is, you got to give them credit for that, everybody. Amazon is not afraid. They got big cojones, I tell you. Now, to change a major system in a game after launch, and especially this early after launch, really, it's only like September this game came out, right? That they said, nah, that system sucks. We took it out. We put a better system in. you got to give them credit for that, everybody. Other people, you know what they would do? Like Star Wars: The Old Republic. They would go, we know better than our players. And they actually said that to me. I am the guild leader of one of the longest running gaming guilds and one of the largest guilds as well. I had 300 subscribed members, right? And they told me at the guild summit that they know better than the players, that they know better. And I was like, uh-oh. And that's a red flag to someone like me. If you think you know better, you leave no room for learning, no room for expanding and thinking of other ideas. Your idea is the best, and everybody else's ideas suck. That's never a good place to be in. You always got to be open to new ideas and open on what you think would better improve that game. Otherwise, you'll be stagnant. You'll stay the same. You'll be Lord of the Rings Online. I could go ahead and log into Lord of the Rings Online right now. I can go into Moria, and I can tell you those same NPCs from 8 years ago are standing right there, and nothing has changed. And that's one of the cool things about New World, is that it does change a bit as you go along through the storyline. And you're going through and you're discovering new areas, and those areas have uniqueness to that particular zone, like you might find the Lost or the Corrupted or whatnot as you go through. And then you need new game mechanics and new potions and tinks and all that other stuff that help you against that particular enemy. So that is brilliant. And I love the fact you can draw on the entire world history. So that's one of Kismet's little rants there. Sometimes I go on a rant just to get the stream fired up. Let's go. Hey everybody, Kismet here. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to hit that subscribe button right in the center of the screen. Also check me out live on twitch.tv/Kismet. I'll see you all next time.